Crypto, crypto, crypto. No, not that crypto. The black sheep of the Apex Legends scanning meta. We meet at last. I'm not going to mince words in this video. Crypto's change is trash. It just sucks. And now he sucks. Especially compared to his competition. But even on his own, he's not a very good character for most players. Whoa, hey, before you get your pitchforks out, let me say that it wasn't always this way. In fact, there was a time that I considered being a crypto main, but that time is definitely not now. I know you crypto mains will swear by him, but I want to address why I feel this way. And more specifically, why Crypto's Season 12 change did nothing for him, and could even have made him worse than before. This video is going to be an autopsy for Crypto's Season 12 rework. We'll begin by talking about his kit prior to Season 12, then we'll talk about the patch details, and finish with Crypto's place in Apex, and of course, why I think he sucks. I'll say this before we start, I'm making this video in mid-March of 2022, so hopefully what I have to say becomes irrelevant in the coming months, which would mean Crypto gets changed. I want to make sure I say this as well. No hate to the Respawn devs, because they're doing everything they can to keep this game alive. I just think Crypto is a particularly difficult legend to balance because he doesn't really act like anyone else in the game. Why don't we get started?
Think you can surprise me? Think again.
Let's begin pre-Season 12. Who is Crypto? Well, Crypto is a surveillance legend. He specializes in gathering lots of information via the use of his drone to give you a completely different perspective on the battlefield. This is something that no other legend can do. He provides a ton of utility with the drone, picking up banners, scanning beacons, and respawning teammates instantly, but at a significant cost. Having to go AFK to enter the drone. His drone will scan enemies that are close and can fly around pretty fast, but it can still be shot down and destroyed, putting it on a long cooldown. Honestly, I loved playing pre-patch Crypto for what he was able to bring to the game. Despite the drone feeling so integral to his play, he still felt very consistent to me. Now there's the issue at hand. The other two scanning specialists, Bloodhound and Seer, can perform all of their abilities on the run. Not so with Crypto. The issue with Crypto, according to Respawn, prior to Season 12, was that he lacked fluidity. Since all of your abilities were locked behind leaving your character helpless, it makes sense that players would complain. I did too. Despite all of this, Crypto still felt rewarding to an enterprising player who exploited his niche skill set. After you played him for a time, things felt smooth and familiar. When Season 12 came around, so too did an update to Crypto's fluidity. Except, is that actually what happened? I would argue that Crypto is far less fluid and much more clunky today than pre-patch. But let's take a look at exactly what changed. First, when deploying, Crypto's drone is thrown 25 meters forward in a straight line unless it hits an object or a player. No entering drone view required. If it hits anything, it will turn around to face the open area instead of staring at the wall. Holding down the tactical button will instead allow you to go right into the drone just like before. As a trade-off, you deploy the drone slightly slower. Secondly, the HUD inside and outside the drone are massively improved, allowing you to see everything necessary for survival. And the field of view for the drone is widened significantly. As a trade-off though, Neuralink scanning turns off when the drone is recalling, and the drone has 50 health instead of 60. This change was meant to give Crypto more options in fights, letting him chuck the drone to one side and rush the other maybe. Basically, letting him use the door all his abilities are locked behind without having to stop entirely to look for his keys. Throwing the drone and letting it watch a specific spot can be really nice, actually. No babysitting needed. This is all great, in theory, as his fluidity was a major problem. But with the many trade-offs, this change arguably had the opposite effect. Here is my list of issues with Crypto's new kit. Number 1. When using drone view inside of a building, the turnaround if it hits an object can really disorient you. This always messes with my head when I hit an object and the drone does a 180, it's a visuospatial thing. It makes my deployment effectively slower as I try to reorient myself on the map to send my drone where it needs to go. This can be fixed with practice, to be fair, but I've even seen the drone hit a teammate in a way that makes it bug out all crazy. Number 2. The loss of the few seconds of recall scanning is minor, but noteworthy. Those extra 2 seconds of information while your drone was disappearing was super useful pre-patch. It means you could more consistently scan while keeping your drone out of harm's way, dodging enemy fire while getting one last peek at their movement. Now you lose that little bit of information trying to save your drone from being shot. Number 3. Throwing the drone feels sluggish. I get it, the point is to give players time to decide whether they want the drone view or not, but the deployment just feels bad if you played pre-patch at all. I got a rhythm for checking banners for nearby squads before, and that rhythm has to be entirely readjusted now. I also miss the cute drone deploy animation. I mean, look at that. Number 4. His drone is easier to kill. 10 health seems like a minor difference, but it feels like my drone gets destroyed 50% more often post-patch. Since it flies in a straight line once thrown, shooting it is super easy. If you want the drone to be difficult to shoot, you must pilot it yourself, which defeats the purpose of the patch in many situations. As a result, I end up throwing the drone at the ground or at a wall when I deploy it very often. Because even if I enter the drone immediately, it will still be 13 meters out in the open if I throw it anywhere but cover. Guess I'm getting vertigo from hitting the wall again. And finally, number 5, and the most egregious, the drone throw distance is 25 meters if it doesn't hit anything. EMP's blast radius is 30 meters. Launching your EMP without entering drone view requires you to run away from battle 5 meters to not hit yourself. Why? Why? Why couldn't you just throw it 30 meters, respawn? Or hell, even further? This is just mind-bogglingly stupid. How in the world does this help with fluidity? If the devs wanted to allow him to be aggressive without leaving his perspective, then why make Crypto retreat from battle or use the drone traditionally to use his most powerful tool effectively? To summarize, Crypto now feels clunkier, his drone is squishier, and the rework actively discourages you from doing what it was intended to do, which is to make Crypto play more fluidly. To thrive on Crypto in Season 12, you play mostly the same as he used to pre-patch, meaning the buffs are mostly worthless and the nerfs hit hard. In my opinion, this is not the rework that Crypto deserved. It's no wonder he's still at the bottom of the pick rate list alongside Rampart. He has remained a niche pick with specific tools that are truly incredible when you need them, but the specificity of his kit and the sluggish nature of this rework make him more difficult to play than ever. With all these drawbacks, why would you ever pick Crypto over Bloodhound? I'll be honest, I don't know what Crypto needs. I think he needs a lot of reforms to make his kit as exciting and fluid as other legends. Leave your suggestions in the comments, those ought to be fun. Now I'll clarify, this is not to say that Crypto is worthless as a pick. In high-level play especially, with voice communications, the amount of information he can gather is unmatched. And his safe respawning and beacon scanning abilities are one of a kind and can save games that would be lost on anyone else. I cannot stress this enough, he is definitely useful. He just doesn't feel good compared to the other legends in the game, and this rework did not change that. He is still slow and lacks much needed fluidity. The only thing he gained in this update is a shoddy, hardly useful deployment option for drone at the cost of far too much. Crypto has his specific use cases, especially in a Gibby meta. But we gotta be honest with ourselves. This patch ain't it. Crypto deserves better, because he kinda sucks to play. At least for now. I know people are gonna have a lot of comments on this, so please, let me know where I'm wrong. I really do want Crypto to be fun, and maybe my perspective is just flawed. Please, let me know in the comments. That's all I've got for this rant. Thank you all for watching. Leave a like if you liked it, sub to the channel for more Apex content, and I will see you in the next one.